Hey, Coach Lora Erickson with blonderunner.com. I wanted to talk about goal setting, and particularly goal setting for races, triathlon, running, those type of races. As we know, goals are really important. They're valuable. They give us an end focus, and then they help us in an everyday sense with our short-term goals as well, because we know what our end result is. So my husband has this quote that he really likes, and it says, "Only dead fish go with the flow." And that's true. If you're, not really living your life, you just kind of go wherever the wind takes you. So I'm the kind of person, I like to set my sails and determine my course. If you do that, you'll probably meet your goals a lot more. So when I'd like to talk about goal setting with people, I always like to, usually they have a long-term goal, maybe a marathon, or I've had people wanting to lose 100 pounds and do a marathon. And that could be a pretty overwhelming goal. And so that's a great end result. We know our destination, but breaking that down into little manageable goals is really valuable. I also think it's really important to focus on the process rather than the outcome. We know what the outcome we want is, but we can only control the daily process of what we're actually doing. Same way with racing. When I race and I focus on the little elements of what I'm doing at the time, the outcome always turns out the way I want if I'm focusing on those little everyday things or every moment things. So making that process, breaking down that large goal into a small daily goal. For instance, a lot of people have goals that are weight related. The problem with those kind of goals is often you will do everything you can to lose your 2 pounds that week, and you still don't lose the 2 pounds, which is very frustrating and it's demotivating. So if you focus on the process, like an everyday thing, like drinking your water, getting your fruits and vegetables, getting your exercise in, and then it's a little more motivating because it's like, okay, check, I did that, check, I did that. That's the way I keep myself motivated as well, is focusing on the little things I can control every day. So when it comes to a race, I really like my athletes to choose goal ranges, actually. So I like the goals to be very detailed. So instead of just saying, hey, I want to just finish. I have a lot of beginner runners just want to say, oh, I want to finish my first marathon. Well, that's great, but I like them to break it down into what pace they're doing. What pace do you want to hit for the first mile? What do you want to hit for the second or third? And then that gives you an idea how long you'll be out there. It helps you plan your nutrition better. This range goal concept really helped me in some of my first triathlons, because what I would do to figure out my range goal was I'd figure out what is the fastest I could swim this distance and what is the slowest I for sure should do it. And then I did the range for my triathlon, my transitions, my cycling, and then my running as well. So what I found, one particular race that I did was a pool swim, and then we did a double loop on the bike, and then we did the 5K. It was a sprint distance. And I was really frustrated. My swim didn't go as planned. I didn't swim very good. So I got out of the water. I was at the tail end of my range goal there, not very happy, and I was frustrated. That first bike loop, I was frustrated the whole time, and I thought, oh, I'm done. I'm just gonna do one lap and I'm done. But I noticed when I came in through on that first loop that I was caught back up. So I was like, wow, if I just do that next loop, then I'll probably do okay. And I did fine. As a matter of fact, I ran a 1941, I think, for that 5K on there, and I ended up placing really well. And I would have almost given up if I hadn't done a range goal and put myself back in the game, I guess, in a way. So I highly encourage that type of goal setting. And another thing that's useful is to look at previous race results, and then you can determine what I did that for my very first triathlon. What are people doing? What are people capable of? And then where am I at? I actually test myself on the distances and then see where am I? Where do I place? And that helps, especially if you're a beginner. Then hey, I'm not going to be the last one out of the pool. Other people are slower, and then other people are faster, and then that helps you say, oh, maybe I can become faster. There's other people that are capable of that. Anyway, so some tips on some goal setting. Please check back for other Blonde Runner tips, and please follow and subscribe to The Blonde Runner on YouTube. Until next time, live well.